Eala's Melbourne momentum continues with Kooyong Classic rematch. Eala's fast-rising Australian summer is about to take another intriguing turn, with the Filipina ace set for a high-profile exhibition clash against Croatia's Dana Vekic at the Kooyong Classic, just days before the Australian Open spotlight comes on. Fresh from a confidence-boosting run at the ASB Classic in Auckland, where she reached the semi-finals and scored an opening round win over Vekic, Eala arrives in Melbourne carrying both form and belief. The Kooyong Classic, running from January 13th to 15th, gives her a valuable chance to sharpen her game on Australian soil before stepping onto the sport's biggest January stage. Their rematch is scheduled for January 14th, turning what is technically an exhibition into a meaningful measuring stick. For Eala, it's an opportunity to show that her Auckland breakthrough was no fluke. For Vekic, it's a chance to respond and recalibrate ahead of the grind of Grand Slam play. The timing could hardly be better for Eala, who recently climbed to a career-high number 49 in the WTA rankings, another marker of her steady ascent on tour. With the Australian Open looming, every competitive hit matters, and Kooyong's intimate, pressure-light setting offers the perfect tune-up. The Kooyong Classic remains one of Melbourne's traditional warm-up events, featuring invited ATP and WTA players in a singles-only showcase designed to blend preparation with spectacle. Joining Eala and Vekic in this year's field are Australian crowd favorite Priscilla Hahn and former world number 5 and multiple Grand Slam mixed doubles champion Daniela Hantuchova. For Eala, though, the narrative is clear. This is no longer just about exposure or experience. Each appearance is another step in staking her claim as a genuine threat on the sport's biggest stages, starting with a familiar rival, on the eve of a Grand Slam. Eala's Melbourne momentum continues with Kooyong Classic rematch. Melbourne has a way of remembering its own stories. The wind curls off Port Phillip Bay, the courts hum with anticipation, and every January the city becomes a living, breathing diary of ambition. For Eala, Melbourne is no longer just a destination on the tennis calendar, it is becoming a chapter she continues to rewrite, point by point, match by match. As her momentum carries forward into a Kooyong Classic rematch, Eala arrives not as a wide-eyed junior chasing experience, but as a composed competitor chasing affirmation. The echo of Kooyong. Kooyong is not just a warm-up venue, it is a memory bank of tennis history. The grass whispers names of legends who sharpened their blades here before stepping onto the Australian Open stage. When Eala walks onto those courts again, she does so with something different in her bag, belief born from repetition. The rematch is symbolic. Tennis rarely grants perfect circles, but Kooyong offers Eala a chance to measure growth in real time. Same setting, similar stakes, a different version of herself. Last time, she played with promise. This time, she plays with purpose. Momentum is a quiet thing. Momentum doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It settles in quietly, in the way a player walks between points, in the calm before a second serve, in the refusal to rush when the moment demands patience. Eala's Melbourne run has been defined by this quiet confidence. Her strokes are still clean and aggressive, but now they are paired with decision-making that suggests maturity beyond her years. She absorbs pressure rather than deflecting it, using it as fuel instead of friction. Where once she reacted, she now responds. That evolution is what makes the Kooyong rematch compelling. It is not just about the opponent on the other side of the net, it is about the version of Eala who stood there before, and the one who stands there now. A player between phases. Eala occupies a fascinating space in the tennis ecosystem. No longer simply a prodigy, not yet fully defined by rankings alone, she exists in that crucial transition period where identity is forged. Melbourne has become the backdrop for that transformation. Her game reflects it. The forehand has more weight. The backhand carries intent. The movement is efficient, economical, as if every step has been edited for necessity. But the real change lies in her eyes. Focused, steady, unbothered by the noise that surrounds rising stars. At Kooyong, exhibition matches blur the line between preparation and performance. For Eala, the rematch is neither casual nor ceremonial. It is rehearsal with consequences, practice with a pulse, pressure without panic. What sets Eala apart in this Melbourne stretch is her relationship with pressure. She does not deny it, nor does she dramatize it. She treats it like weather, something to be adjusted to, not feared. In the rematch, there will be moments when memory intrudes. Familiar patterns. Familiar rallies. The temptation to replay old scripts. But momentum, when earned honestly, has a way of overriding history. Each game becomes an argument for the present. Each hold of serve reinforces the narrative that she belongs. Not someday, not hypothetically, but now. Kooyong as a mirror. Rematches are mirrors. They do not flatter, they reflect. At Kooyong, Eala will see her progress in the small details. Tighter service games, braver returns, smarter shot selection under pressure. The scoreboard will tell one story, but the tennis itself will tell another, one of consolidation, not coincidence. Even if the match swings, even if momentum shifts temporarily, the larger arc remains intact. Melbourne has already felt her presence. Kooyong simply sharpens it. Beyond the exhibition. What makes this moment resonate is what it represents beyond the match itself. The Kooyong Classic is a gateway, a threshold between preparation and declaration. For Eala, the rematch is not about revenge or redemption, it is about confirmation. Confirmation that the work is translating. Confirmation that the composure is real. Confirmation that her Melbourne momentum is not a spark, but a current. And currents, once established, are difficult to stop. The city watches again. As spectators settle into Kooyong's intimate stands, they will not just be watching a match, they will be watching continuity. The continuation of a journey that is beginning to feel inevitable. Eala steps onto the court with no need for spectacle. Her presence is enough. Her game speaks. Her momentum hums beneath the surface. Melbourne remembers its stories. And Eala is giving it a new one worth repeating.